So I'm going to try to use this as the top, this as a branch on this side, and this as a back branch. So it could take 2 wires, so because I need to double them, I don't need to use 2 big wires. Good anchoring is essential when you wire, and always supporting the branch. So am I in the good direction? Yes. So I said this as the top, this as a side branch. That means that this has to come to this side. So I need to turn this, and it's only possible because I put the wire around the branch in the good direction. So you see that this is perfectly possible. And this I'm just going to loosely wire this and support it because it's very weak. Yeah. And then a little wire here. It's an extremely thin one. Doesn't need a whole lot of movement, just slightly to the side. So that's okay. Now I need to put this top a little more straight. As you see, I really want these branches to move up. So this is the main branch. This is a little too long, but again I'm going to enjoy the flowers first. So this is the front. That means that this one should come a little more here. This one should come a little more here. And up, of course. Always up with the broadleaf trees. These are no pines. And I think, let me see, that's not bad. Of course, these wires are not really making the view better. Like so. Well, I like it. So a little closer and a 360. We now have much more than a 2-dimensional tree. Have some stuff in the back. As you see, it's leaning forwards quite a bit. And here again we have the front. So, waiting for spring. This is the last week of February, and as you might see, all the buds are swelling. And well, since this is a Forsythia, obviously the first thing we are going to see before we see any leaves are the flowers. Now, once these flowers are there, we will have leaves very quickly. So it is now important to remove all the wires, because otherwise everything is going to cut in. So because I used some copper wire, it is almost impossible to reuse that. So I'm just going to cut away the wire piece by piece. like so. And I'm going to do that for the whole tree. I think I'm done now, and just getting some fallen wire from the surface. I'll probably find some later, but okay. Today is April 10, and the Forsythia has finished flowering. It was nice, and sadly I forgot to film this. Well, yeah. I also unwired the tree except for one little wire here, and I'm going to snip away some of the new growth here at the end, because I want to have a little more ramification, and I don't want the tree to extend too much on the sides, so I'm going to get the final parts of this. Can grow a little more, this too, so here I'm going to remove the end. Yeah, I think this tree is starting to look quite okay. When I unwired it, well, it didn't stay in position, so I'll have to rewire this in the autumn, but that's okay. It's also maybe a good idea to clean up some dead stumps here that they can heal. It's a strong grower, yeah, and it had nice flowers. I'm sorry that I forgot to film it, but yeah, okay, to be continued. Hello everybody, and welcome on today's video. Today I'm going to do some work on this little Forsythia. I want to wire it because, well, I don't like the look of it now, and yeah, the thing is I might lose some flower buds, but well, anyway, it's outside, so I don't see a whole lot of flowers anyway. But okay, I'll try to do my best not to ruin them all, but I think that the tree needs shaping. It's more important. So let's get into it. So this is the actual front of the tree, and well, it's not bad, has a good root spread, but I saw that when I turned it a little more to here, I had a much more interesting curve here, and the root base is still very good. Now this tree looks not completely pot bound, but I had a quick peek, and well, the roots are everywhere around the pot, so maybe in spring this year or next year I have to do a repot. So yeah, but when you see this curve here, and you see this curve here, well, it's not bad, except that all the branches are starting to grow up, except for this one. So what I'm gonna do is try to twist these branches just a little. So this one I'm going to twist this way. The one in the back is kind of nice. It has to get some movement. And the thing with Forsythias, or Forsythias, I don't know how you should pronounce this, is that they are bendable, but only when they are really young, because, well, once they get a little older, it starts to become tricky and they break. So I said that I wanted this branch to turn this way, so did I say no, the other way, like this. So I need to apply my wire in a certain direction. So let's come a little closer. So I want to turn the branch this way. So I need to put my wire in that direction, so that when I twist this branch, the wire tightens. So obviously I need to anchor this wire here first. So that's the good direction. And here, well, I don't need to do a whole lot of bending of this branch. I'm just going to keep these two here. This one in the top, well, I'm not going to use it. And I might just twist this a little bit to get this branch more in the front and this one a little bit to the back. So the good direction for that is wiring like so. And always support your branch. I see a whole lot of people that do not support their branches. Just hold them where they started, and then you get breaking. And especially on a tree like a Forsythia, I don't know, it is a little bit dangerous. Now there are buds all over the place. Here I'm going to take my pliers, trying not to block the view. It's not easy. Just to get this nice on top. Okay, so for the first bend, I'll support the branch here and then tighten the branch so that it doesn't break. Same here. Now I have two options. I can try to lift this, and by doing so I can maybe use this branch here and get this one in the back, which has already a nice pattern. I think I'll try that. Now I want the bend to come here, so I really need to be very careful here. So this one goes in the back and this one can come here. So I just need a little piece of wire here. I think I have that somewhere. And maybe I can use a longer wire and try to wire this one as well. Because wiring is always good in pairs. And this is still reused wire. And on a small tree like that, you don't have any excuse to cross your wires. Okay. It's just thinking a little bit ahead, and everyone can do that. So on very small wires like this, the direction of your wire is less important. Okay. So this one can come up a little bit, like so. And here I just want a little more movement. Like so. It will make this branch a little more interesting in the future. Now, this branch I don't need at all. Let's stick it here in the ground. So let's ignore this. Now, this one, I'd like it to come a little bit like this. Like so. And then this one, well, I'll just clip and grow it when it is necessary. And this one, I'm not going to need anyway. And these two, they can make a pad in the future. So I might wire them, I don't know. It's just not going to be very natural. But okay, maybe just a little piece here to give it some movement. And who knows? It might just work fine. Oh, my wire broke. That's when you have reused wire. So no problem, it was long enough. And I'm going to try to bend it a little bit like this. So that's why I wired this way and the other way, the opposite way for the other branch, because it has to come to the outside. So you see, it's not about always wiring clockwise because you think that that is how you should wire. There's a reason for these things. Okay, so now I can bend it this way, and then it gets a little tighter and it will stay in position. Same here. So now these branches could be used, but it's not really my plan, you know. But okay, why not? Especially this one could be used, but this is going to be completely unnecessary. So let's have a look at the top now. I'm going to have a look at this. Yeah, well, this is the new front. I'm looking at the new front now. I'm sorry, so I'll give it back to you in a second. So that's the new front for you. This one's an eye poker. I will remove it. And like I said, this is a bar branch, so, and it's on the inside of the curve, so it's not very interesting. So these two have to go. And for the rest, well, I think that I need to choose a new top. So this could be a top, or this could be a top. Let me see. I'm going to turn it back a little. So I think that this one is the obvious top. But it's all a little straight. So maybe a little piece of wire could just bring the solution here. So I kind of like this curve here. It's quite natural. But I think that I need to bring the top back a little, because you see it's pointing a little bit too much forward. So I'll wire the top from here. I still didn't destroy too much buds here, but here there's such a lot, it's gonna be very difficult to not touch them. But I'm going to wire extremely loosely here. So that's not good wiring, that's sloppy, but yeah, I have no other possibilities here. So now, of course, when you put wire on something, well, it's because you want to do something with it. So I'm going to bring it up a little. That seems a whole lot better. A little bit to this side. Okay. So you see that makes quite a difference. And now try to bring it back a bit to this spot. And then get this portion up to here. That's why it's so difficult to find a nice Forsythia, because it is always difficult to bend them. This I need to bring up a little more like this, because it's the new top, and this will have to go like this. Let me see. Yeah, and I probably will have to tilt this tree just a little, like so. And then you see that the root base is nice and flat. and it makes a whole lot more sense. Okay, so a few branches that needs to be removed are this one, and I think that's basically it. But I'm going to leave them here for the coming weeks. Maybe they'll give me some flowers, and after flowering I will cut them back. For the rest, most of this tree can now be shaped with clip and grow methods. So I'm sure Nigel's gonna love this when he hears that. But I think that there's always a point where you should start to use a few wires, because it's going to be a very long process otherwise, and I'm still gonna use one more wire here. I have this branch coming a little bit to, wait a minute, like so, to this side, which is very good, and I want this branch to do quite the opposite. So I'm going to wire that one, and that will be the final wire on this tree. And I must say, these wires will not stay very long on the tree because they're going to bite in so soon. So, okay. And again, this is a very minor wiring. But it is important because that's what's going to be the start of this branch and the shape of this tree. Now I want this tree to become a whole lot bigger. And so it will be allowed to grow a whole lot every year. So you see, I'm holding my wire here because I don't have a decent anchor point, so I did not do a good job here. And now I'm going to anchor this wire here. Okay. So now it's anchored. Okay, let me see. So this is the front for me, and this is the front for you. So I'll bring this a little more to the side here and make sure that I get a little movement. So this snapped a little, but that's no problem because that's the part that I didn't want to keep. So I might as well remove it and put my wire where I need it. So that's here. So it's sad for the flowers, but not for the shaping of the tree. Okay. So that's it. Yeah, not bad. So you are now looking at the front of the tree, and well, I think we have an interesting curve of this trunk here. We have a few good branches here in the top, which are too long. So after flowering I will have to cut these back and hopefully open a few more new buds. Like I said, this one has to be removed, this one has to be removed, this one has to be removed, and probably for the rest it's going to be clip and grow, and that's gonna be it. So yeah, I think it looks nice. I hope you feel the same. So please, if you did not do that already, like and subscribe to the channel to see a whole lot more videos. So thank you for watching and see you next time.